Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Distinguished representatives from countries of the world. For the people of El Salvador, this summit, which will determine the future of humanity, is taking place in a special year, the year of the beatification of our Archbishop martyred, Mr. Oscar Arnulfo Romero. The beatification of his universal voice is indeed in keeping with the objectives of this world gathering. He worked and gave his life for the ideals of justice and human dignity, ideals we advocate today. Dear friends, let the message of bravery and peace of the Blessed Romero guide us here at this summit. May it propel us towards ensuring the well-being and happiness of the planet. On behalf of the government of El Salvador, may I say we feel honored to be part of this historic moment for humanity. Today we begin a new era. We commit ourselves to leaving no one behind. We commit to a universal sustainable development agenda. We start from the great efforts made to attain the Millennium Development Goals. Substantial progress was made there, but they were not fully achieved everywhere. In El Salvador, we made real progress towards achieving the MDGs, despite the enormous environmental and economic difficulties we face. Droughts, earthquakes, tropical storms like 12E have caused damage which was equivalent to 4% of our GDP of 2011. And yet, in recent years, El Salvador has taken major steps to addressing and improving social issues. We have also reached most of the MDG indicators. In 2009, we decided to make social issues the main priority of the state. We are implementing public policies to improve social, economic, and educational inclusion, the security of our people, and protection of the environment. In 2014, when my administration took power, we made sure the state could meet its social responsibilities and set up a system to protect the environment and gradually restore the ecosystems. We strengthened the foundation for a universal social protection system, emphasizing policies and strategies to take care of vulnerable groups. We are indeed proud to be able to tell the world that in El Salvador today, all students attending public school receive free school supplies, uniforms, shoes, and food. We also now have uniforms, shoes, and food. We also now have universal access to public health services. They are high-quality services and they are provided with respect. In 2012, we exceeded the goal of reducing the number of households living in extreme poverty. In 2013, primary education was provided to 93% of our children, and with thousands of young volunteers, we worked to eliminate illiteracy. El Salvador has also surpassed the goals in the areas of reducing maternal mortality, access to drinking water, gender equality, and the empowerment of women. We will continue to work on these development goals and the new goals that we are adopting here today. We believe that development must have the human being as the main focus. On the basis of the tragic experience of war and conflict that many countries have suffered, we must bravely and responsibly take on the commitment of ensuring a life of peace. Life on Earth, with all its biological and cultural diversity, is still endangered, and Mother Nature is still complaining to us about the mistreatment. But this summit is an opportunity The document we will adopt was prepared on the basis of contributions made by all countries, and there was also active participation by civil society. And so now we have an opportunity to decide by consensus on a new path forward to improve the life of our peoples. Let us use that opportunity. In order to achieve sustainable development, the international community must address the issue of equality between countries and generations, while at the same time respecting national sovereignty and the principles of common but differentiated responsibilities and the vulnerabilities and specific issues facing different countries. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to fulfill the post-2015 development agenda and achieve the SDGs, we must build a new model for international cooperation. We must broaden South-South cooperation and change the current structure of financing for development. The financing for development system must be based on an integral and plural vision in order to achieve the SDGs. Also, developing countries must be duly represented in the process of revising the financial system. Participation by developing countries is essential in deciding on the international norms and at the level of decision-making. Ladies and gentlemen, the government of El Salvador is carrying out our 5-year plan for development on the basis of the spirit which was heard at the 2000 Millennium Summit. In so doing, we count on the valuable support of friends and strategic partners, with whom we are carrying out projects that have an enormous impact. For example, we have a project on the City of Women, the clean energy generation, and the City of Children and Adolescents. We also have a program, A Girl, a Boy, a Computer, and we have many other programs in the areas of health, citizen security, justice, social inclusion, the strengthening of dialogue and national understanding. These are all key to strengthening democracy. I am particularly grateful for the support given to the sustainable development of my country, and we hope to continue fulfilling this agenda by 2030. We need to unite willpower, capabilities and resources in order to attain the objectives and goals over the next 15 years. In conclusion, may I highlight that the commitments we entered into today do not relate only to future generations, but also to the current generation. We must act now, and we must all walk forward together with courage and hope, without stumbling. We must move from word to action. This is what our people expect of us. I thank you very much.
I thank the President of the Republic of El Salvador for his statement, and the Assembly will now hear an address by